Okay, guys, so we will be starting today's session. So our bootcamp is all about learn KQL, Kusto Query Language. So day one's agenda. So what is our agenda for the day? So our agenda for the day is just very simple that what is KQL, use of KQL, and we are going to learn the most used query, most used operators for the KQL. And trust me, means as we are on the starting journey kind of a thing. So I can easily say around 70% to the 80% of the query you can complete with the same agenda itself, with this so most used operators like print, where, search, these things. So these kind of the query we will be learning, where, search, extend, project, these kind of things today we are going to learn. And how you can practice that also I will be letting you know. If someone want to have a bit of a practice, how you can do the practice, that also I am going to tell you. So you don't require any credit card or anything, you just require a Microsoft account for the practice. So all this thing we are going to discuss on the very first day. So let's just start our journey into the KQL. Now, when we are talking about the Kusto query language, great. Now, apart from this, I hope some of you have the experience with the at least SQL or any other query language, right? If you have that, it will be quite easy for you to grasp these concepts. So I'll be talking about those bit of a prerequisite as well. So at this, okay, let's just talk about those prerequisite. So today on and tomorrow, what we are going to do, we are not going to gonna go on a very basic of any language. Like if you would remember when you started with the C or C++, we used to define things like there is going to be the integer, there is a character. So these kind of things we are not going to discuss in this KQL. Okay, general things. And on a prerequisite side, I would be saying that if you have some idea regarding the uh, how the particular your SQL works, like if you have a bit of the idea with the SQL, or if anyone is working with the sim tools, you have worked with the Kibana search query languages, you have worked with the your Splunk, okay, search processing languages, SPL, so Curadas and all. So you will be, if you have worked with those kind of the query languages, you will be pretty much familiar with this, that what we are doing. Okay, so this is something very basic kind of thing we are not going to discuss. We will be talking about the KQL. If you have familiarity with the SQL or any of these, it will be quite easy for you to grasp. Okay. So when we are talking about the Kusto query language, so Kusto query language is, as you can see, is the query language used to perform analysis on data to create analytics, workbook, and perform hunting in Microsoft Sentinel. Plus, understanding of basic KQL statement structure provides the foundation to build more complex statements. So it is just in one sense that they are defining that what is happening. Usually, as I was saying, the KQL, it will be used with the your Microsoft security product very specifically. Plus, there is Azure Data Explorer where you can also use this thing. So you have a heap of a data. Out of this, you want to do the analysis, right? So if you want to work in the different data, you want to extract some data, you want to work with that data, KQL will be working with that. And these statement structure, it will provide some very basic kind of your statements you will be using to analyze and extract the data that you can use. So we will be starting with the very basic structure of the KQL statement, and the basic include the table where you can query, how to apply a filter, how to return a very specific columns. These kind of a thing we are going to learn in this KQL over here. Now, few objective for us in this particular boot camp is, as you are saying that you are new to this one, and in this one we will be, the objective of this boot camp is going to be so that you can start writing You can search your relative data, log files, security event using the KQL. You can filter different search based event, okay, based on the time, severity, different domains, or any other relevant data that is, you know, that is for you. That is what we are going to do, that you can at least start with the KQL. You are able to write the query. You can able to understand the query itself. Let's SPL, Kibana such languages, right? So when or the what with the limitation with the SQL that cannot be implemented in the SIM solution. So one thing I always say that vendor specific thing, right? We have the different vendors, they want to work, they want to look different, okay. Plus apart from that, if you will be noticing in one of the next slides, what I am going to mention is that here, like the KQL, it is a read only request, okay. So here one of the thing, the question is why with the SIM solution we cannot implement the SQL. So SQL is more of a database query language, okay. And the question is actually right, that the logs in the SIM tools, what we usually do is we collect the different logs. Again, those logs are being collected means we are creating a kind of a database for the different logs. So why you cannot use this? So one of the simple answer what I can give is one, a vendor specific, just like if you talk about forensic tools, each forensic tool, they create a different kind of a extension file, which again can be used with the same tool over there. With that, second thing which can make sense is with the SQL, it's a complete language where query language where you can do the things like the uh, truncate, delete, these kind of a thing as well. While if you go ahead and you will see in this particular part is that it is a read only request kind of a your language statement. This is the result which will be coming. One of the limitation which will be put by these query commands are that once you have collected the log, these logs are evidence and you don't want anyone to tamper with your data. So you are not giving them the option of the tampering with the data here, right? You are limiting their task with these kind of a query language. And you can say that okay, with the SQL we can put some of the access limitation, that who can access and what can do. But again, that is something that we are just completely removing out of the equation, that someone can go and tamper with these things, okay. So these are the two kind of thing which we can understand for the same question. Okay, let's just move ahead. I think we just varied away from the topic but we are about to learn. So okay, let's just move ahead, and where you can use the different this Kusto query language. Now, I hope most of the people who is coming here are familiar that there are different products from the Microsoft. So Microsoft has their own cloud native SIM solution, okay, security incident and event management, okay, tool, SIM plus SO tool, security orchestration and automation response, right? SIM and SO tool, which is becoming quite popular nowadays, and that is your Microsoft Sentinel. So what Microsoft Sentinel it do is it use log analytic workspace where it collect all the logs. So to query over there, to create incident over there, what you require is you require the your KQL. It will be querying the data. You will be creating incident. You will be doing threat hunting with this one. You will be going ahead and doing the using the threat intelligence, creating query, analytics rule, incident generation. All that thing will be happening with the help of the KQL. You will be out of all those logs that you have collected. You will try to find out which one is a suspicious activity. So you are using it over there. Okay, so one product is that where you can use this. Then again, what we have is Azure Data Explorer, where you have collected a heap of a data and you want to analyze what is the useful data which you can use, okay, with the, let's say that through the big data you have collected, big data services from the Microsoft, you have collected the data. Now you want to just kind of analyze it, okay, and just work with it and just use find only the useful data. You can use it with the Azure Data Explorer. Then we have something which is Azure Application Insight. which the guys who have worked with the web application, web apps, PaaS service. So you'll be familiar with the application insight. It will give you the idea what is happening with your web apps. So you can use this with the application insight as well. And then there come the Microsoft Defender, ATP, Advanced Threat Protection. So if you will be familiar, there is the Defender suite, which consists of your, so if you have worked with this solution in this under this Defender suite, so you will be remembering there is always one option of the advanced query. So this Defender for endpoint can detect if in your device there is a malware, okay, so any suspicious file, any suspicious event is happening over here. So that is going to be in this particular part in here. That what is going to be in the Defender for endpoint, your someone has created a malicious process, a malware is installed in the system, any unknown process has been created, so it will be detecting them. And if you want to create some advanced hunting queries for yourself, all those queries will be built created in the KQL. And if you want to create your your own queries, advanced queries, so you will be writing that queries on the KQL one more time, right? And the difference between the data explorer and the again log analytics is log analytic workspace is going to connect to your different infrastructure. It will be collecting the logs from the different infrastructure solutions, like from your on-premise server, your web applications, from your SQL databases, from your network security group. And it will be looking for any you will be then going ahead and start to work with the your finding any suspicious activity and all. With the Azure Data Explorer, what is going to happen is there is the data services, different data services from the Microsoft Azure itself. So if you are collecting those data from the different, let's say that someone is collecting your different big data from the different web apps, with, like, we work with the big data kind of scenario. So here, when you have to do the ETL and extract, transform, load, those kind of the work with the big data collections and data collection solution, there we use the Azure Data Explorer. Okay, so these are the products where we use the KQL. Now, after this or during this particular your uh, boot camp, you might want to go ahead and try to do some demo by yourself. Okay, so for that, what we have the demo environment. If I go 2-3 years back, this demo environment was more enriched, I can say. Not enriched, but yeah, it was a bit different. At that time, you were even not requiring any account. But right now, one thing you will be requiring, that is one Microsoft account. Okay. So when you will be just opening any one of these, it will be asking to sign in with the Microsoft account, right? So, usually what I have, as I am an MCT, I am having the your uh, Azure account, right? So you don't require any credit card. You don't require anything. If you have Microsoft account, it will be asking you to log in. You will go ahead, log in. If you don't have account, there will be option to go ahead and log in, right? So I can, or we can use this thing. Hopefully, just give me a sec. Let me just show you how it will be showing you this thing. Okay, let me open the Edge browser and let me just copy paste this. Okay, just give me 1 second and I will be copy pasting this link, first one, which is the demo environment. And first demo environment is the collection, is going to work with the log analytic workspace, which is going to have collection of your all, which is going to have collection of the, creating a demo environment where you will be having the you are collecting the logs from the different workspace. Okay, you are collecting the logs there. You'll be seeing Azure Active Directory logs, security event, those kind of these things. So first one, I have copied this thing and let me open this one and let me go to the Microsoft Edge browser. This is that same thing, https aka.ms/la demo. So once you will be going in this place, it will be asking you to continue with to the Microsoft Azure. It will be asking you to do the same. So what you have to do, you need to have an account. If you don't have any account, you can create one, right? So it will be requiring that once you will be signing in, it will be giving you the whole demo environment itself. One is this environment. Second environment is for the application inside. So this one is working with the log analytic workspace, and this one is going to work with the your application inside. So it will be having the data from the application inside, and this one will be with the LA log analytic workspace. So we will be working with this one because this is going to have a heap of information. This is going to have a lot of connectors, tables, schema inside this particular one. So if I will show you this one, how it will look like. So once you log in, it will look something like this. And oh, I have minimized this thing. So here, if you will see, this is going to be the bit of the schema from where you are collecting the logs. And as I was saying that earlier 2-3 years ago, you don't require the account, but now you required one account to log in here. Okay, and earlier we used to have the Windows Defender. The name was a bit different. For the Defender ATP, we were having the different portal as well. Right now they have merged it with the same uh, LA demo account. So you will be requiring this thing. So if you want to do the demo, if you have some, if in the past you have some Azure free account or any other account, you can use that to sign in here, and automatically there is going to be the collection of log on which you can start performing the your queries over here. Okay, so this will be our demo environment where we will be working. Now let's come to the your KQL statement structure and all. So we'll be understanding how this whole portal is going to look like and everything. So first of all, a KQL query that you are going to create, that is going to be a read-only request to process data and return result. So keep this line in mind, okay? And I have given this explanation bit earlier as well, that KQL query is only going to be the read-only request to process data and return the result. So you have collection of the data, you will be picking up some data, you will be processing it, okay, you will be applying some filters, and then whatever result you want, you'll be getting it and you will be just working with that. The request is stated in the plain text using a data flow model designed to make the syntax easy to read, write, and automate. So you will see inside the particular portal itself that it will help you. It will keep giving you suggestions that after this, which operator you can use. One of the good thing with the Microsoft product is that they start implementing some kind of bit AI automation in background, which will keep helping you to auto complete things, give you some suggestion in between, like which operator will be costing you much and all that kind of thing. Okay, so the query, it is going to use schema entities organized in a hierarchical similar to the SQL's database, table, and the column. So same kind of a format you will be seeing in that particular format. And how it look like, when I'm talking about the query is going to consist sequence of different query statements, and all this we'll be seeing hands-on practically, don't worry. Okay, query is going to consist stage sequence like this. We started with one. Okay, this is a pipe operator, just like your Linux use the pipe operator. Its work is same here, right? So it is, this whole query is collection of the your multiple different statement. Okay, at least one statement out of this is going to be a tabular expression statement that is going to produce the data arranged in a table like mesh, rows, and column. So very first one which you are having over here, security event. This is going to have collection of the data in term of KQL. What we call it, we call it the data table. Okay, which is a tabular expression. It is going to have your rows and it is going to have your columns. Okay. Now, this has been passed, then what you are doing, you are preparing this data, you are filtering what you want, right? So you are analyzing that data, what is required, and in the end, you are getting your result. So you are having the data, you put some condition in, like if this event is 4688, okay, 8002, what kind of the event it is, and based on that, you are just gonna go ahead and create this whole event itself, that this is working, this is his, and this in the end is the output where I am interested in, right? So in the statement we are going to work with the table, very similar to the SQL, which is going to have rows and column. We'll be working with that kind of the infrastructure. And now this is a bit of the screenshot that we have put over here, which is going to show you the different section that is there, like left part, which is showing you the reference, which table is there, and this is the time range and column and all these things. So what I'm going to do now is, you know, uh, we are going to move towards the more onto your portal, and there we are going to see this thing. Yes, Hitesh, we will be talking about the pipe as well. Okay, so so you have asked, so what is happening, the output of this query in simple terms, I will be explaining very layman terms. So security event, what was this? I was calling this table. So now I have this complete table. Output of the security event is going to be this whole table. Now whatever is the output, I have passed it to this next query. Now on this table, it is an input, working as an input for this one. So in this one, I am running this query. I am looking for this event ID very specifically, 4626. Now output of this will be, these blocks. Now once I have this kind of the output, now and again I am having the pipe. So whatever the result was, I am passing it to the another query. Now it is performing the summarize function on this one, and summarize operation and count function on this one, and then whatever the output, I am just wanting the 10 result out of that. So this is the use of the pipe. Okay. Okay. Right. So what we are going to do now is we are just going to jump into the your portal over here. Okay. So this is the portal, and in this portal, what we are going to see, this part here, these are the schemas that you are seeing. Okay. These are not the table. These are the schema that you are saying, that you are collecting the, log from Azure Monitor for VM, log management, network performance monitor, security and audit, security center free. Okay, some SQL, advanced threat protection, SQL vulnerability assessment. These kind of the things are in here. So these are the schemas, and if I will open any one of those, like uh, this doesn't have too many good things. Like this one, only few tables. Let's just go to the log management. So here, if you will see, each one of these are the your table. These are the alert table. Any alert that is generated, that is going to be in this part. Similarly, there is going to be the different table like Azure activity. So you will see, if you hover your mouse over this one, you can get the idea that entries from the Azure activity log that provide insight into any subscription level and management level group event that has been occurred. Okay, Azure activity, Azure matrix function, perf table, okay, sign in logs. So if you will be clicking on this one, see preview data, it will be showing you the that if we have any sign in logs in here. And good thing is that, oh, this has some sign in logs. Usually what was happening, I was going with my Azure Sentinel, Microsoft Sentinel batches, and there I was performing this thing. The sign in logs was kind of empty, but right now I think they have filled it with some of the data. W3I, IIS logs are here in the W3C format. Different logs you can see are here, and you can just see this thing. So this is that left hand side. These are the tables, and if I will take you, let's see that we have any data here. Okay, so if you will see, this is just a preview, and in the preview you can see that it is a kind of a rows and column architecture that is there, right? So we have this one as well. Good thing. Now we have this, this space where you will be writing the queries. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, so that you can see more visible the things. I generally I'm having this habit of collapsing this thing onto the left hand side. So if you have some queries to run, predefined queries, Microsoft always give you some predefined queries, so you can search them here as well. You can open audit-based queries, okay, for the audit base, for Azure Monitor resource, different things for network security. Some predefined, sample queries are going to be in here as well. Plus, if you have created some functions that are going to be in here. So this is the first part. This part is going to have a very simple thing. Like if we will look into the table like perf, and one thing what I will do is, okay, here, and I'm clicking on run. So when you click on run, it is going to give you the result. And right now what I did, I only give it the name of a table. So what we are going to do with this one is we are going to work with the, onto this part here. And what we are going to do is in this one, we are going to have the different whole table over here, columns name, okay, and instance and the counter name, and going ahead and work with this whole thing, right? So rows, column, whole architecture is here. Okay, Shakil, functions are going to be like, a very specific group of thing. Like I want to update few machines. I want to create a group of machines, which is going to be the, actually that's the bit different use what we will be having over here. And I want to create a group of the, machines. I am running some query. And as an output of that, I'm finding some of your Linux machine. And now I will be assigning or marking them as a function, which later I will be using with the some other services what I am having. Instead of giving the machines name one by one, I will be using it and using that as a function and run it and update only those machines in the update management. Use that function and apply the updates over there. So that is a kind of a bit different use, which is for this function part that is there. Okay, so as you can see, if you just run a simple your perf table, it is gonna go ahead and give you this whole column and the your rows over here. And first thing is this, so you are getting whole result. If you will notice, earlier we used to have page by page explanation for the things. Like if you notice here, right now we are having 128 of 30,000. So it is the limit here that it is result, returning the 30,000 result right now on my screen. So it is just showing 128. Earlier we used to have page kind of this structure. So if you will be reading from some article or anything and they will be showing you this page kind of, they move to other page. It has been changed recently. You will be just seeing the result out of this. Okay, like this on a single scroll down here. So here you will see this is your pages, 30,000 query result I am having. But one more thing is there. If you have noticed time range, this perf table is returning me the detail from all the logs that it has collected under this perf. Perf is a performance table. Okay, so it will be having things like free memory, memory space, percentage free disk, percentage processor time, these kind of the things it is going to contain. Okay, and now when it is just showing you this, it is having the last 24 hour of the logs. It is just showing me last 24 hour. If you want more, you can just simply select it, change it. There is option of 3 days, 7 days plus a custom time range. So you can just go back for whole month and select the range, all these kind of thing. That is going to be the part of this one. Now one thing, now you must be thinking that from where you can get idea about all these logs. So let me just show you that Microsoft has the official document page. And if someone wants to keep this link safe, I'm dropping it in the chat for everyone. Okay, I'm just keeping it for everyone, so you can see here that this is the documentation and you can read about this, all the schemas and all that you are seeing here, that what they means. Okay, each of the table means over here. Okay, whole detail will be here. So you can go on the left hand side, you can see what those table means and everything, security, SQL, everything, category, solution, what you have to do, some recommended content on the basis of that. So you can keep this particular link safe and start. If you have some, you want to look into those table details use, you can look into this one as well, right? So we have this whole infrastructure which we will be using and we will be starting with the same, right? So we have talked about this, how it is going to do and what we are going to start with today. Okay, so this was just a bit of the brief idea that we were getting about this place. So some of my recommendation is, if you know how you will be starting with the KQL, what we have the always one of the best thing is Microsoft official documents itself. So if I'll be talking about the Microsoft official document that we can find, let me just, the link I have here, this will be the overview page. And let me just tell you that how I have started, this thing, learning this thing. If I copy paste the same thing, okay, right here. This is the overview page, right? On the left hand side, if you will see all the operators function, you will be seeing here like scalar operators. What are the scalar operators? And there are hundreds of different operator. And to be honest, not everything will be possible to cover in this whole your learning journey of the boot camp. But yes, our target here is to get you started writing your own queries. So you can see this, and like, let's say that I want to go ahead and search about this function to dynamic. Okay, so here is this to dynamic, so you can search it, it will come up with the function. Either you can go one by one reading about them from here. You can see, as I was saying, hundreds of functions. So what is a scalar function, what are the scalar operators, what is going to be the different aggregation functions that is there, like argmax, argmin, how it will be working, these kind of things. Or if you have to look into the syntax, how to use or work, this will be here. Like, one thing that we will be seeing today is summarize operator. So how it work, okay, what is the definition of it, where you work it, how it, what is its syntax, argument, these kind of things is going to be in here, where you can use it, what kind of the aggregation function you can use with this thing. So whole heap of a list is going to be in there. You will be having some example, unique combination. So official documentation will always help you to get started. Plus you can go with the sum of, to be honest with you guys, I will be just showing you multiple type, some of the queries which I have find when I was learning in the GitHub, and some sample queries which is pretty good over there. You can search for them, you will be having a different people updating those things. And if you stuck somewhere on the YouTube, on the different learning platform, education platform, there are different your people who are talking about the same thing. So we will be starting now on the hands-on and practical part. We will be talking about the different operators now: print, search, where, take, count, summarize, extend, project, distinct, top. These kind of the operators we will try to learn for the day, right? So that we'll be starting pretty simple, and what we are actually trying to do, go ahead and do, how we are going to approach for the same thing. This whole we'll be starting one by one. So let me do one thing. Let me just go ahead and let me just jump into this portal. So one thing very simply you have seen that what I was trying to do is, okay, once we will be just going ahead and you will be having an idea, then we will be talking that what we have tried to do actually over here. We are trying to just apply some filters and get some results. So one by one, we have to go ahead and work with this thing. So right now, like you are having the perf, and to be honest with you guys, uh, if you have seen my background, I am more on the security side. Even the Microsoft certification I am having, they are more on the security side. So most of the time you will be seeing, I might be playing with this table, which is the your security events. Okay, so you'll be seeing that I'm jumping in here and working with the security event table, which is collecting the security logs from the your Windows machine that is connected to your log analytic workspace. So we'll be seeing these things and we'll be seeing the result. And right now, when I'm searching the security event, I'm clicking on run. Okay, I click on run. So it is giving me the last 24 hours of log over here. So, as I was saying, it will be showing me around 30,000. That is the limit on this visualization, that what we can see right now. Okay, so you will be seeing this thing, 30,000 results I am seeing right now over here. So this is whole thing. I'm having account type, from which computer I have collected this thing. So you can see very specifically computer names are also coming, source, and your channels, task, and everything. Few more shortcut before we start. So this is the data table we are having. Now, if I will be going with the something simple, like, oh, okay, let me just cancel this thing. Okay, like security event. And then I was having this pipe and I was, let me just start with something like very simple thing like take 100. Now, if I want to go ahead and I want to start, I want to run this query. Okay, so if I want to run this query, what I can do, either I can click on run. Now if you will notice few small, minute thing over here, this part is shown as the, this is completely grayed out in the gray color, right? You can see it is highlighted. So when I am going to click on run, it is going to run this highlighted part. I haven't highlighted it, I haven't selected it, I was just typing it. So you will see that this gray part is going to run if I will click on the run right now. If I will be selecting this thing like this from my mouse, it will be coming with a green color, and I click on run, it will be running this query. Okay, one thing. Plus, if I give a space in between and I go with the another query over here like this, puff, take 100 again. So this time, if you will notice, my cursor is here and it is only highlighting puff part. If I click on run, it is only going to run this part, puff and take 100. Now, this is the one thing. Another thing is, if I have to run this query, what I can do, from my keyboard, you can press shift plus enter and it will run the query. You don't need to click on run again and again. Shift and enter and it will run the query for you. Okay, and the result will be in front of you. You can see computers over here, object name, and this is the perf table. Okay, that you are seeing in front of you, this is the perf table. Now, how to do commenting, very small thing but very important again. That is going to be the your back, your forward slash, oh sorry, backward slash over here. Okay, so you can see here, by this you can go ahead and you can do the your comment. Now, okay, this is the one part. Okay, so this is bit about it, and you can see as soon as I remove that space from this between, now this whole query is being your treated as the single one, and whole query is grayed out. But if I will run this time, right now that you are seeing in front of you is a performance table where you can see counter names like percentage processor time, byte received per second, percentage free space, disk write, disk transfer, these things. And if I will run this now, because I have made that performance table and take 100 as a comment, this table that is in front of you, this is the your security event table, where you can see event source name. There should be the event ID somewhere, event ID, activity, right? So these things are here, and the source, from which source it has been collected, source computer ID, event origin ID, these things are there. Okay, this is here. So nothing, so the difference is nothing. when I'm typing and wherever my cursor is based on that, this is the auto gray is kind of the automate selected. Okay, and when this bluish kind of the select I'm doing, it is me doing manually. Out of this, I want to run only this part. So when I'm selecting like this out of this whole query and click on run, only this part which is highlighted with this blue color, okay, this is going to be run. That's the difference, Garg, Hitesh. That is going to be the bit of a difference, nothing else. Right. So this is a how things is, how this portal is, and how you will be running query, because many times you will be seeing I'm pressing shift enter and running the query. I'm not clicking on that run button, right? So this is going to be it. This is the security part and the your platform going ahead. And if you have noticed up to now, as I was saying, automate thing. So if I will write something, it just start giving me suggestion. Or if I go with this something like this, uh, you know, yes. After this, it start giving me something like this. Okay, suggestion. So here you can see it has a bit of a kind of your AI helping you out. That is an automation, auto complete your queries and all that is running over there. So this is happening on this part. Now we will be starting with the very secret thing. Okay, so if you guys will try to remember your school time, if you have start learning the languages from this school, right? Like I remember I start learning C++, even in my, I think, ninth standard, I was having the SQL. Okay, and around 11th also I start learning the C++ as well. So very first thing of any programming language, I think it is a kind of a ritual that we have to start with a hello world program, right? In the C, C++, Java, .NET, you know, if you have right thing, Python. So we always start our journey with, I think, something. It is a kind of a ritual to start with the journey with the your hello world kind of a command. So here, first operator that what we are seeing is going to be print. So I'm gonna go with the print, and I'm going to print the very usual your print command, and that is going to be your print hello world, right? And I will run this thing, and it is simply going to start running the your print command. Now this is all that you need to know, right? I think you learned the KQL. Now we can end the session, okay? Because this ritual is very important, right? So print hello world. But what you can do is you can use the same command for the go ahead and doing the bit of the calculation as well. Like I want to do the print command, and with the print I want to do the some addition. What is the today's date? Today's date is 28 plus your 5 plus 20 22. Enter, shift enter I'm pressing. So what it did, it give me the addition of whole thing 2055. So let's say that and column name is coming, like the result is coming with the column name print. I want to change this thing, right? So let's say that next in the next query, what I want to do, print with the print, I want to give this name the column name column 101, and I'm giving it the this 28 multiply by 5. Okay, and you have the result over here. So this is a very simple command, very basic, which is the print, which is I just started, I just write it so that you can get a bit familiar that print is also here. Now if some of you is having some monitor size different, and you want to just shift it accordingly, like you want to put it up or down wherever you want, so which section how much you want to see, you can control that as well. And here you can change the size as well, a small thing, right? So this is just the starting point, what where we are starting with. Now what we are going to do is, let's just start with here what you have this schema, you have these tables, and let's say that in these table if you want to search something, so we will be starting with the your search command. Okay, so we will be starting with your security event. Okay, in this security event I'm gonna go with the search command. So in this search, what I'm going to do is, let's say that I want to, as I was saying, what is security event containing? It is collecting security logs from the different computer that you have connected with your Logantic workspace with your Sentinel. So let's say that I want to know about your process. One process, I think everyone heard about the conhost.exe. I want to see where it is the mention of the same. I want to just search conhost.exe. One thing that suddenly come in my mind was, remember guys, that this KQL is your case sensitive. Okay, so if instead of the security event like this, I will write security event in small letters, it is gonna throw me an error. Okay, if search, I am writing it right now. If you will see, this purple color underlining is coming, it is giving me some recommendation that search operator is less efficient in the table specific and column specific filtering. It is telling me some recommendation. Okay, if there will be any error like this, so it will be highlighting it with the red color. So it is telling me very specifically error. What I did here was, in the search I make S capital. So it is case sensitive. You have to keep this in mind that this is a case sensitive one. So we go with the search, and now I'm searching for this process. The logs that I have collected in the security event, I'm just looking for the one thing, which is the conhost.exe. So it will be recommending you to use things like where instead of search in this one, but I just wanted to get you started. So here again, if I give you the bit of the idea behind this is, security event is getting a table for last 24 hours that is being passed to the your next query, and next filter what is applying over here is whatever was the output of this and table. Out of this table, now it start looking for something like the conhost.exe, where it can find anywhere in under any column. It will be finding conhost.exe. It will be selecting only those outputs here. So here we can see some of the result is coming, and if I just go towards bit right, there should be mention of the conhost.exe somewhere, like here, which process it is, conhost.exe, 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 right? So what we have done, it has searched where is the conhost.exe in any row, and it has given me the same kind of a thing over here itself. Now thing is, this search operator, okay, my KQL is case sensitive, but this operator search, it is not case sensitive. Means no matter if I will be writing it like something like this. If you have noticed, I have write all this in the small letter, conhost.exe. And first one which we have these things that we have got, they are on the also on the capital letter. Means this operator is not case sensitive. So it is looking all capital, small, all those kind of things. So either I'm writing it like this or with the capital C, it is going to give me the same thing. Now if you want to make search case sensitive, what you will be using, you are gonna go ahead and you are going to use something like the your okay, so like what we have switches in the Linux, we call hint in the KQL. So we are going to use the hint kind. Means what I'm going to write is, let me create a space. Okay, so I'm going to write kind hint, kind equals to case underscore sensitive. Okay, so what I have done, now I have made it the case sensitive. So it will be only giving me those processes, those logs where it can find conhost.exe in small letters, right? So we have this option as well. Okay, so it will be taking its time because you know what we have last 24 hours, and in the last 24 hours there are many results, so that's why it is taking few seconds. And how much time it has taken you can see on the under here as well. 14 second, 9 to 2 millisecond, and sorry, display time result, these details are here. So if you will be just scrolling towards the right, what you will be find only those one which is having now the small conhost in the small letters conhost dot exe here. Now let me tell you, okay, here you can see this is my new query. I can save these query as well. Okay, like you are creating this thing, I can save these queries as well, bookmark them, all those kind of things. Now I can open multiple tabs in here. Why I am opening multiple tabs, what I can do is I can directly use search. Okay, and while same thing search and your con host.exe, this one. Now when I'm using this thing, what is going to happen? What is the difference between this and your first tab? Here I have first inputted, I am using the one table name, so it is only looking in this table that where is this conhost.exe. If okay, if I go on to this second tab in the query section, if I do the search conhost.exe, what it will be doing? It will be scanning all these schemas. It will be going on to all these schema looking for the same thing, this conhost.exe, in all schema, all table, wherever it can find the conhost.exe, it will be doing, giving you that. And it will take good amount of time, and there is actually some time limit that we have put it in. If it will find in that, that's good, else it will be giving the result. Usually I should have small, narrow down the time range here, else it is going to give the lots of, if you will start like in the last 30 minutes as well, there are going to be the heap of the logs. So might be we run, there is error like the timeout kind of a scenario, right? So this is something that you can do over here as well, that you can run this query throughout the your here. So you can see here it took its time and it find conhost.exe, and one column here is very specifically tell you in which table. So most of these I think are in the security event in the last 30 minutes. So if you keep going on, I think all of them are in the security event, okay, in the last 30 minutes. So here you can see now this is the option to search anything in all your schema or your table that is in there. So I just wanted to show you that directly also you can use, or let's say that one more thing that you want to use directly here is, okay, look like kind of hanging. So what I'm going to do is, oops, okay, look like it kind of crashed. Okay. So like I was doing this search. So what I can do is I can search in very specific multiple column like this. Search in, and then it is telling me, guiding me what I have to do. I can give some of the, columns name like puff and your alert, and I can say in the your security event and close, right? So what it will do, search in these tables, and then what you have to search, you will be giving that thing over here like contoso. Okay, so contoso is going to be the one of the machine or directly the con host what you are looking for. So whatever you want to do, you can even search for the different VMs as well. Okay, so like this one, there is one VM with the name retail VM01, so you can look for that as well. So if you will be doing that, it is going to take some time, right? Now the three table it will be looking for, and okay, my time range is last 24 hours, so this will be uh, too much of it. So let's just try to reduce down the some logs here so that we can have a bit faster result over here. So you can have it now. Now in the three table alert perf, and in the alert table it has find the retail VM001. In the perf table it has find the retail VM001. So if you will see under the computer section we are getting the retail VM001, and hopefully okay, in the security event as well you have find the your retail VM001. So you can use this like in this particular way as well, that I want to search in here, right? So that's just up to you, and but we can go with the things like this. Some of the query like security event search the retail VM001, only all the security event from the retail 001 VM01 computer you are getting. Now as we are looking for the security events, I hope you guys have the bit of the idea regarding the different we have few simple ones. Like what we have is there is going to be the 4688. Okay, so why we use this means a new process has been created, right? 4688 means a new process has been created. There is 8002, which means here a process was allowed to run. Okay, then if any account will be signing off or log off, that would be 4634, that account was logged off. There is similarly, this is the account log off. There is 4624, which is account was successfully logged in. Okay, log in, log off. This is the process allowed to run, and then there is going to be the a new process which is created. These kind of a thing that is going to be in there, right? Which you can use. And if someone there is going to be very specifically, like I usually look for this kind 4672, special privilege is assigned to new logons. So I'll be focusing on this one as well, that I want to get onto those events. So these kind of thing we are actually interested in, right? So let's say that in this one search, what I want to do is very specific. If you want an exact match, okay, so we can go for that as well. Like we'll be seeing that, or if you look for the event. So instead of this, let's say that I want to look for a very specific event, that which is 4688, right? I want to run for this one. 4688 is a new process has been created. So I'm just looking. So you will see in this time, this account type is machine. On this computer a new process has been created. So which process has been created, you can look into that particular log. If you want to see the detail, drop it down here. You can see whole thing: account type, computer, detail, activity, event origin. So whatever the logs has collected about it, so you can see into this one as well, that this has been happening, right? And there are different machines, computer, where these things happening: ch1 app, SQL1, different thing. Now let's say that you want an exact match onto the things. Like I want to go ahead and go with the security event, and in this security event I want to search specific column. Column name is computer. So you can see automate thing is helping us. Oh, not the serialize, I was doing the search computer. Now on this column I want an exact match, so I'll be using equals to operator over here. And like one machine is going to be in here, uh, okay, you can use any one of these things. like I only want this DC10 NA Contoso Hotel. So let me copy this one, paste it here, and look for this one. So this will be giving you the exact match. Okay, so this is giving me the exact match of the computer where I'm having this DC10. If you don't want this exact match over here, you want something which is going to do, okay, you want to use something like the DC10. Okay, this time you don't want an exact match. So instead of this, what I can do, I can use the colon here, and instead of the DC10, there should be one machine which will be giving the logs for the DC00. I will run this one, and this is not the exact match. On the computer, I'm saying, if anywhere it contains something like DC00. So what it is doing, it is picking up all these things which is starting with the DC00, DC00, here, right? So there is the exact match option as well, that do you want the exact match, or you want to search for the value anywhere in the text in the very specific column, right? So that is also going to be in there. So yes, we can use the wildcards as well. Okay, so in this one, what we are going to do is how to use the wildcard. Okay, so using the wildcard, what we are going to do, we are going to use, let me just use another table now, that is the perf table. Okay, and let me just show you something over here. uh, okay, I'm not talking about the stake right now, later we'll be talking. What it is doing, it is just picking up random 100 values over here. So here in the performance table, as I was saying, that it will be collecting the performance operator, right? Yes, this is the performance operator, where it is using the app, object name is from the network adapter, byte received per second, disk write, percentage free space is going to be one of the important thing which we can use, right? How much free space we are having in our memory, right? Average disk write, these kind of the free megabytes in the hard disk, we are seeing those kind of thing. So this is what we have done over here. Okay, so this will be giving us the few details over here. Now in this one, let's say that we keep seeing memory all the time. So if you are interested in memory, you will be looking into the memory, or there is the things like the byte received per second. So what we can do is, with this perf table, I can do and simply do the, not this one, search. Okay. Now in this one, what I'm going to do is, in the performance table, I just want that this one asterisk wildcard, you ask for the asterisk, so wildcard, and what we have having bytes asterisk. Okay, so means what I am saying, anywhere bytes is anywhere, in the beginning, in the end, in between, wherever this term bytes is there, just show me just anywhere in my columns test there is bytes, show me this thing. Okay, so we'll be searching it, and you can see asterisk is being used, wildcard we are using here, and here you will see byte received per second, free megabytes. Okay, so it is just getting those things, bytes per second, byte sent per second, disk write, bytes per second. So no matter what is in the beginning, in the end, we can use this kind of thing. Now if you have to think about the all thing, like, okay, how differently we can use the asterisk, different use of this is going to be in there. Like in performance, if you want to begin with the bytes and end with the text after it, so what we'll be doing, I will be doing like the SER, search your all column. Okay, If I'm doing search asterisk means in this table, look in the all columns which starts with. This is another operator which I can use. Start with what? Bytes. Okay. So anything that is going to start with the byte, that is only going to be shown to me. And this asterisk is showing me that I am going to search all the columns in the performance table. So here you will see only those things which is starting with the bytes in the counter name. They are over here. So we are getting those things over here. So just opposite of this starts with is going to be the something like the your ends with. Okay, right? It's ends with. Now, if you will see this glitch, I am seeing from a very long time that starts with this coming with this blue color, which is saying it is operator, marking it as the operator. While in here, ends with is not coming with this one. It's also showing bool just like this one, but color is not changing for this one. Pretty long time. So many times candidate get confused that okay, is it working or not? So yes, it is going to work. So you will see it is being ended with the bytes in the end itself over here. Okay, so this is something that you can do. And one more thing in the same thing, what I can do, how to use this, wildcard more. We can do something like the search and your free asterisk. Okay, thing will be starting with the free, after that there will be anything and ending with the bytes. So look for this whether we can get some result or not. So if you have used the either SQL, I remember in the C++ similar kind of thing with the strings we are having with the SQL KQL. So we can play around with this thing. Now here you'll be seeing things starting with the free and anything in between and ending with the bytes, free megabytes. So these are the result for the free megabytes. And if you notice why my result is becoming quite bit early is I am just running this query in the last 30 minutes. Now I change it to the last 12 hour. Number of result will be also increasing and the time it will take, right? So this is something that what we are seeing. And if you notice one thing, here it is coming with the instance name as well, where we are seeing from where you are collecting these free megabytes from C drive, D drive, underscore total, CD total slash boot slash EFI. So different things are here. So let's say that if you want to use something like the CD, I am mostly seeing, and you want to use some logical operator in this one. So let me just start with the another query. Puff, and in this one search, and with the search what I'm going to do is I think I should have copy pasted 3 megabytes and operator use. And with this one what we are going to do is what we are seeing the hard disk volume. If you want to just see this thing, hard disk volume 1, and inside the same thing what I can do is I can do this or, and I can write thing like this or, and then your hard disk volume 4 as well I am seeing there. So hard disk volumes 4. So now what it will do, it will only give us 3 megabytes. Now what is happening up to now, things were simple. We were selecting, we were giving some condition. Now with this one what we have said that wherever you are finding this 3 megabytes, like free and anything in between and bytes with the end. And with that, I have given some logical operator in between, which is saying, and again, inside that logical operator, another one. Either, you will be finding with this thing, you will find hard disk volume 1 or hard disk volume 4. So now you will be seeing some combinations that is in there, which is using your free megabytes, hard disk volume 1 and 4, right? Okay, so this is something that you can use this as well. Not only this, one last thing in the search operator what we are going to see is you can also use something like your what we will say regular expression as well. Okay, so in the instance when I was running this one, first one, if I will run for the free batch itself, so here we were seeing something like the C drive, D drive, hard disk volume. Let's say that you want to use the regular expression. Okay, so what we are going to do is you can use the regular expression as well. So here what we are going to do is search. With the search, column name is what? Instance name. Okay, if this column matches the regex regular expression, and what kind of regular expression? I'm writing a simple one. So for mapping A to Z and ending with this colon over here, a simple kind of regular operation we are writing here, and we are going to run this one. What is going to happen is now you will only see instance name C D. Okay, in the last 12 hours it looked like mostly the CD here. Usually we have the F as well, which I just saw somewhere. Right, so there will be F as well, E as well. I can see there was going E and F as well. So if you keep scrolling down, yeah, you can see like F is here. Okay, similarly somewhere you will be finding E as well. So these kind of the different instance is also going to be in this particular part itself. So I'm just mapping this whole search into this regular expression. So search is okay, something that is not recommended by the your KQL, but a good place to start with if you are starting your journey. Search will be helping you to search through this whole heap. I have given you the idea that through the search I can go through all these schemas itself, work as well, right? So we can work with this whole thing at once at a single go. I can search anything in this particular part. Now you can see this recommendation will keep coming that search operator is substantially less efficient in this manner because it is looking everywhere. Unless you start specifying the thing, it is going to look everywhere in the between. Plus it is not case sensitive as well. Okay, it is looking for the either you are writing it small letters, capital letter, it is just keep finding everything over here. So it is not recommended here. So what is recommended? So we have the another of your operator which is going with the name where. So filter a table to subset of a row. If you will be reading about this here, as I was saying, it is bit automated and assisted as well. Filter a table of a subset to the row that satisfy a predicate. So how you will be using t, where, and predicate, right? So it is almost going to be similar to the where. Okay, here we are going to define things. Okay, one simple thing that I would like to start with, a simple thing where. Okay, so up to now, notice my time range keeps saying last 12 hour. Now this platform is automation based itself, so I will be going with the where. It is suggesting me where. Now I will be selecting one column over here, time generated, and equals to operator. Oh, sorry, not equals to, time generated query greater than equals to operator over here, and I will be using a function for the time, and it starts suggesting me I'm going to use this first one, ago and time span. So I will be writing here like the let's say 6 hours. Okay, now 6 hours, 6 h is representing hours here. Now, when I'm talking about this hours over here, what is going to be this part? If you have noticed, my time range has changed over here. It is automatically detected that my query is putting some time function over here. So it is already saying that my query has been changed to the set in the query itself. That's not in here. So it is set in the query. So now what I have done, I am this is the old result, not the result of this query. I am just saying that give me the result of the last 6 hours. Now before, okay, let me just run this a bit as well. Shift enter and just pick up the pen as well. So while this result will be coming, so with this, I'm just giving a condition. So my output will be based on a condition that will apply on this time generated column. Okay, taking a bit of a time. So usually what else you can use with this one? So what is happening first of all in this one? Now, time generated column. So what I am saying, this is my log table. Now in this log table, I am saying that time generated is ago. It is a time function. What it is saying, it is taking my clock back and exact 6 hours ago. Like right now it is 9:30 Indian Standard Time. Although if you notice my time is in the UTC, I am on the UTC plus 5:30. Okay, so that is the one thing. Okay, so now usually I'm just giving one simple example. Like right now you are in the 9:30. What it will be doing, it ago 6 hours, it is going to take my clock back 6 hours ago. So it will be somewhere around 3:30, right? Now this value become your 3:30, and my operator is saying what? Where time generated column value is greater than this 3:30, means from the 3:30, and right now I am having the 9:30, all those logs are going to be demonstrated to me, right? So this kind of a thing it is going to do. Okay guys, so this is going to do this thing. So it is going to show me the logs of the last 6 hours. So these logs are of the last 6 hours, that what I am seeing right now. Now with this ago function, what else you can do? So if someone is interested, you can write D for the days. You can write H for the hours. Okay, we have already seen H for the hours. Okay, you can write M for the minutes, and you can use the S for seconds. You can use the MS for milliseconds. Okay, and microsecond, if you want to go up to that, you have to write the whole thing microsecond over there. So we have this thing over here, security event, where our time generated is 6 hours ago. Now you can go ahead and build up on the same query. So in this one, like last time what I was doing, I was using the AND operator. I can use again AND operator, and with that AND operator what I can do is what I can do, okay, and security event where time generated, and what else I can use after this? Event ID I can use. Okay, so there was different event IDs. So another column, if this is here and 6 hour row, if your event ID is equals to your 4672, then I want the result. Okay, so last 6 hour record, it is just going to check and then give me the result over here. Okay, and these are all things, and if you scroll it down towards the right, you will be seeing all the event ID is 4672. All this is generated 6 hours ago, and it is special privilege assigned to the new logons. So this is something that what we are interested in, and we are looking into these particular scenarios over here, that go ahead and look for the your counter over here, that what you have to do and how it can be used on the different scenarios over here. we are using AND operator. And one more thing, guys. So when you start using these things, so if I keep writing this thing in the one line, sometimes it can be confusing. Or some people, what they prefer is that I have seen, they prefer everything in the new line kind of a scenario. So what they do, they go with something like this, and the second condition they have put in the second line so that they can easily understand what was happening over there. So either this one or something like this. So just where this and the second condition, so that easily you can understand, and you will see it is going to give the same result over here, not going to change the result, right? So it will understand the same thing. So if I am just dropping down and going to the next line, the same query I can write like this as well. And not only this, there is multiple and which you can try. Like right now, if you see in the account type, most things are machine, and there is two things: machine account type or user account type. So what I'm going to do, again, I am going to do the multiple and condition, and your account type. Okay, account type contain your user. Okay, like this. I run this thing. Now only those result, what I am getting in the result, I am getting only those account in the result, all the force. Okay, last 6 hours, wherever user type of account has been used and a new permission has been given, a special privilege assigned to the new logons, only those event I am interested in. So I'm just redefining these things with the multiple ands is itself. Now, not only the multiple ands, what you can do, we can go for the something like the your. Okay, let me just go to the next line and use it something like this. Okay, from here, not only this, but I can use the instead of and I can use the or as well, like this one. And instead of this, what I can do is put this thing in the column, oh, inside the parenthesis, and I can write or operator, or my event ID is equals to your. Okay, let's say that I'm also interested in the 8002, right? Now this one, what it is going to do, it is going to give me the result where time generated 6 hour old and multiple logical operator I am working with the and or I'm combining both of them. And what is happening, it will be giving me the event ID where it is 4762 and the 8002, just like things we have seen in the your search operator. Same thing is happening onto this part as well. So what you are doing, you are combining both things over here. Result is taking bit of a time. Okay, right? So we have the same thing, right? So this time, if you will be seeing in the event ID itself, event ID is going to consist 8002 as well, and your, I think I have seen 4672 both. Okay, now let's say that with this one, what you want to use, you want to use that same line and account type user. So we can use and or and again and again, right, like this. So now this time, where account type will be only user, we are interested in that, so it will be giving us the account type of the user itself. Okay, account type contain user, so we can use combined and with or, multiple ors. Okay, so you can see this here. Okay, let me do one thing, this part, let me copy here, and so that there is different it kind of. Okay, so this is my result. This time account type will be only users, and here event ID will be 8002 and the your 4672. So wherever we'll be finding, these two are going to consist the same. Okay, so somewhere in between you can see there was 4762. So we will be having this kind of a thing as well. So just to show you the difference, what I am doing is I am just writing this kind of a thing. Like we can have multiple and directly, we can have and or together, and or and as well together. So these kind of a features are going to be in the your KQL. And one of the things which will be completely different from the SQL, if you are coming from the SQL, we cannot use, there are multiple where, which we can call stackable where operations. So here what we can do is, instead of writing the event like this, I can use one of the simple thing, which is the where command itself, to filter out the thing, like where my, okay, so let me just write whole thing as it is first. Okay, first condition is this. Now I go to the next line, and in the next pipe I pass whatever the result was of this. I want where, after where I want this condition which I was writing through the end. Okay, so in SQL we don't have this option of using multiple, stackable wheres, one where after another. So here I am using it. So after this security event where time generated 6 hours ago, and instead of writing end, what I have done, I use another where comma your operator and pass it where your event ID is either this or this. And again, I can use where again and write this condition as well. So, however you feel comfortable writing your queries, this account type contain user. So it will be giving me the same result as the this one. So this is multiple way of writing the same thing. So this is a stackable program that you can use again. Okay, in the security event, and I don't know why 12 hour was, I think bit faster than this. 6 hours is taking bit, longer time to give me some results. Okay, so we have some kind of same kind of a thing, same kind of a result like the last query you will be getting, where these logs has been generated 6 hours ago. Then event ID is either 4672 or 8002, and account type is going to contain your user itself. This is going to be in there, and this is how you can use this thing, right? Security event for yourself. Now, what you can do again, wildcard can be used in here. Okay, so we have something which I have seen not working perfectly here, but still a very small thing. We were having that performance table where last time we were going with the starts with asterisk, and all those kind of things. So here also we have something where in all columns we are going to go and has prefix. Okay, has prefix means we are looking at the start of your columns if something is mentioned with the bytes. Okay, let me just go with the time range of 30 minutes only, so that I can have some quick result. Now, as I was saying, there is going to be the bit of the issues over here. Okay, like you will be seeing, if I scroll it down, if you will look anywhere here, only the bytes part which you will be finding, that is going to be the your either this byte per sec, or somewhere in the, okay, nothing else. So this is not working very good. That's why I was saying, what is happening with the your backslash, it is just, kind of like here it is treating it as the starting point. Bytes per sec, it is reading as the start point. That is what is happening. So same, that's why I was saying. So just like the prefix, we will be having the suffix as well as suffix. in the bytes, which will be ending with the byte. And again, because that of that end part as well, that bytes per sec, it is going to read it as the end as well, right, in the beginning as well. So the bit of the issue that we will be facing, that this is not working that much perfectly, but I just wanted to show you that if you come across such kind of thing, you are bound to face some error. These operators are not working perfectly over here, so try to avoid using them. Okay, you can use the search, and search query starts with that is working good, so instead of this use something else. Okay, and you can go with the asterisk contains by something like that, that will be working perfectly fine. But one more thing that I want to show is use of the regular expression with the performance counter itself. So we'll be going with the performance, where again, last time what we have done, instance name matches rejects, and now you have to write regular expression inside this thing. So what we have done last time, a to z and colon, right? And same thing, regular expression is same, run this thing, and it will be giving us the same result. Only between where you have c d e f, those instance, it is just giving us those names itself. And some of them, if you scroll down, very much exact to that. So if you will be seeing raw thing, sometime you will be finding these instance name will be something like c slash user slash or c slash dc1001, something like this going on, right? So these things are also going to be in there. So you can use regular expression to just refine your results as well, that how it is going to work. So this is a bit regarding the where, which you can use same as the your search command, right? So it has given us the same kind of thing, and these two alone is very powerful kind of a thing. And moving ahead from these two, search and where, we have another operator which I keep using, and I have already shown you that. Like, I was having this security event, and I was writing take 100, right? So what it is doing, take 100 is randomly selecting only 100 results from here. So next time when I run this thing, it could be completely different. We don't know whether or not it is going to result us or give us back same thing. So we can go and run this again. Our result could be different. It is randomly picking up things from here. Now, if you remember, we were using these uh, queries like this, 4672 and all these kind of things, like this one, right? Where time generated is this and all this thing. Now, out of this, because it was taking too much of time, and I just want a small sample of this whole thing, that what or how the result should be is going to look like. What I can do is I can go with the take 10 or 100, whatever you like. Okay, you write this one, and it will give you some random 10 result, where my time generated will be 6 hours ago, event ID will be 4672, and account type is going to contain my user. So this is going to work something like this. Take, and if you're coming from some other language, you might be familiar with this some other name which goes with the name limit, right? Limit. So limit is kind of a synonym, and if you're familiar with this, coming from the SQL, so you might be familiar with the limit. So it is take is just like the limit. So you can see random 10 result will be given to you, and every time these results could be different over here. Okay, simple things is the take. So that's why I keep using this from a long time. Now another simple command we will be seeing. Okay, for the same thing. Okay, there is going to be actually, guys, two things. When I am talking about your count, in count, there are going to be the two things. One is going to be the operator, and another count is going to be your function. Okay, two things are going to be in this particular case that we have to keep in mind. Okay, count as the operator, count as the function. Two things are going to be in there. So right now I'm talking about the count operator, and it will be counting the number of rows, okay, in any data set that is having over here. The data table I'm having, like security event in the last 24 hour, I want to see how many logs are there. So I will simply write count. That's it. Run this thing. It will be giving me results that in last 24 hour we have collected 505k of your results. So it is 505,018 of the security events that what we have done, we have collected over here. So this is the security event that is going to be in there. Now apart from this, okay, so the same query that what we were having, right? So what we can do is, in the last 6 hours, I want to know that how many logs were there. So this one, going with this, and your count operator, and run this thing, right? And it will be around your 2201. 2201 results are in here. That's what we are going to have over here in this particular part. So this is a bit of a starting that what we are having. Now one of the very important function that we'll be discussing tomorrow is going to be kind of your okay, going to be your summarize function. I can see I have promised to give you the some time. Okay, so let's just take this session in the extending 5 minutes. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. I just okay. I think other things are also not going to make sense instantly. But okay, no issues. We will be going with these some things over here itself. Right. Okay. So what if when I was going through some of the things myself, I find some of the operator being used very good. Okay, count function, Hitesh, I will be using with the summarize, but summarize is going to take good amount of time. That's why I'm not discussing it today itself. So tomorrow when we'll be starting, we are going to start with the summarize itself. Okay, there we'll be seeing those functions different. So right now we are going to just kind of stop at this point, and tomorrow we'll be starting with the function like summarize, extend, project, distinct, top. I will be giving you a bit of the idea regarding the join as well, multi-table statement, and union as well, right? So these kind of things we will be going with and working around on the same scenario over here.